A productive shopping trip. Ahoy everybody, and welcome to this haul video. Don't know why I did jazz hands. Apologies, as usual I'm recording this early in the morning. Last Saturday, the 17th of August, there was a record fair on in Fareham. It's a fair hosted by Heathen Chemistry, the record shop I go to in Fareham. I've done a couple, I think, since I've been seriously collecting, but I haven't been able to go. But this one fell on my day off and also the day after payday, so that was good. I used to go to record fairs a lot, many years ago. Talking... Sorry, I've just washed my hair and I don't like how it settles at the moment. We're talking 20 odd years ago. I used to go to pick up Prince bootlegs at the record fair at the Pyramid Centre in Portsmouth, or Southsea, which isn't held anymore, hasn't been for quite a long time. So I was expecting sort of something like that, but on a bit smaller scale. That used to have probably about 45 stalls. Huge array of vinyl CDs, cassettes in those days, and memorabilia and stuff like that. So I was a bit disappointed when I turned up and there was 2, 5, 7, probably 10 stalls. Maybe 12 at most. It's quite a small room it was held in. It's in the... what was the name of the hall? Harmony Hall, I think it was called. In Fareham, which looked, by the symbols on the door, must be the Masonic Lodge. But it was actually held, it's sort of in the function room at the back of the hall. And it was just round the outside were all the stalls. There was nothing in the middle. But that said, I still picked up a fair bit, and I will show you those now. The first stall, when I went in, was what I would call a proper stall with just lots of vinyl, categorised, easy to find what you're after, at sensible prices. They had a sale on, so everything on here has got 2 prices, and it was a price on a post-it note that was relevant. I haven't been through any of these or cleaned them. As you'll see, some of these really need a good clean. I picked up from that stall Frank by Squeeze. If you watched my Slice of Vinyl haul, I mentioned there that I was going to start collecting Squeeze's stuff. I picked up East Side Story there, which this guy also had a copy of. So I was happy to pick up Frank. As you can see, I paid £7, down from £11. This has got If It's Love, I think, was a single. That's about it, really, actually, single-wise, from what I recognise, anyway. But this was after Jools Holland rejoined the band. And this has the original inner sleeve with all the lyrics, and this one is covered, is it this one? Yeah, in pet hairs. Nothing that a clean won't sort, and otherwise vinyl seems to be in good condition. This guy did have a little Prince section, but nothing that I didn't already have, and not at prices where I would be happy to pick up as a spare. Not very overly expensive, just for spares. I don't want to pay too much if I don't have to. Really happy to pick this up though. This is Miles of Isles by Joni Mitchell and the LA Express. This was Joni's first live album. This was £9 down from £18. It's a double album. Gatefold sleeve. Don't know if you can... Yes, you can see all that. And then inside, lovely picture of Joni there, and then the credits, and it's a little flap there. It's got Joni with the Miles of Isles, with the LA Express band. And then so it's double vinyl. Don't know if these are the original inners. These again need a clean, but nowhere near as bad as the squeeze one. It's on Asylum. So this was a live tour in support of... Oh, I did know which album it was, but I can't remember. But this is sort of a nightmare to get back in by the looks of it. Got it. Sort of a best of, or live, you know, it's but the track listing, sort of the best of her early albums. So stuff from Blue and Ladies of the Canyon and Clouds, I think, goes that far. Oh, get in. So what we got on here? Big Yellow Taxi's on here, Woodstock's on here, Case of You's on here, Blues on here, Circle Game's on here, All I Want's on here, Both Sides Now, Carey, The Last Time I Saw Richard, plus many others. 1974. So I'm really happy to have picked that one up. I've never seen that album before in any format. So yeah, really happy to have got that. That was all I picked up from him. Next all along, they had a huge... On the right hand side, they had proper LPs. I never looked through them in the end because there was a couple of people looking through, and by the sign, I think they were all 50s or 60s. I should really have had a look for some Kink stuff, thinking about it, but never mind. But then there was some CDs and 7-inches in the middle, and then on the left hand side there was boxes full of LPs that were £3 each or 4 for £10. It's pretty much sort of charity shop regulars and a few other bits, and by the looks of it, all the vinyl looks sort of marked, but it's not necessarily going to affect play. They're not scratched, but they're sort of, you know, got lights, scuffs and what have you on them. So we shall see. I mean, if they do turn out to be unplayable, £2.50. This was a no-brainer for me. This is Peter Cook, Here Comes the Judge, live in concert. Only a short album, this. Side 1 is 9 minutes 50, side 2 is 11.5 minutes. The A-side is Entirely a Matter for You, which was at the Secret Policeman's Ball in 1979. Peter did a spoof, I suppose, summing up of the judge in the Jeremy Thorpe case, based on a piece in Private Eye, which is hilarious and very biting. Then side 2 are 3 pieces recorded in studio as a judge, I believe. Not having heard this yet, I'm not entirely sure exactly what they are. Track listing and the credits. This is on Virgin. And it's got some hairs on it, but this one looks decent enough. So after a clean, it should be fine. And next up is an album that's just been reissued on blue vinyl, and I was tempted to get it, but I picked up... They released a 7-inch from this on Record Store Day, which I picked up just after Record Store Day, which has the main reason for purchase. So I was dithering over getting the album. So I'm just looking at the track listing and wondering whether I still need to get that one if I decide to. Okay, let's have a look. This is Just a Gigolo, this original soundtrack, which starred and has some music by Mr. David Bowie. So the 7-inch was... If I put it away... Yes, I have. Bowie's revolutionary song performed by The Rebels, which included Bowie on vocals, and also the title track sung by Marlene Dietrich. And so they've just released this. I'm pretty certain that the version they've just released has a number of versions of Bowie's song on there, which don't appear to be on here. But this has got, apart from the aforementioned, Manhattan Transfers on here, Manhattan Transfer again, and again, Village People are on here, and the Pasadena Roof Orchestra, and the Gunther Fischer Orchestra, and Sydney Rome, and the Ragtimers. Well, Sydney Rome also is in the film, so it must be somebody who sings in the film, if you see what I mean. Again, this isn't in wonderful condition. Sleeve's not too bad. It's on Jambo Records, but yeah, lots of marks on the vinyl. Whether they will affect playing, we shall see. But hopefully I will be able to hear enough of it from this anyway that if I really like it all, that will encourage me to pick up the reissue. And if I don't, I've only wasted £2.50 rather than 20 quid or whatever it is. And some of these, apart from the marking on the vinyl, the sleeves are also a bit dodgy. This one's coming apart slightly. A few months back I picked up Cat Stevens' Greatest Hits. That was sort of a sticking my toe in the water for me. For £2.50 I was happy to pick up Tea for the Tillerman, because liking the title track from hearing it to the theme music to Ricky Gervais's Extras, I was disappointed that wasn't on the Hits album. It's a nice gatefold. I'm wondering whether it originally had a book or something in it, because it's got an open gatefold that's empty, but lyrics are on the back, so I don't know. And this is on Island. I like this Island label. It's fun. And again, this needs a clean. Actually, that's about all. It's not overly marked, so hopefully that one should play well. And then this is a Music for Pleasure release of the Fire Brigade by The Move. I think this is basically just a greatest hits. Yeah, sorry, it says on the back in the blurb, this undeniably is the best of The Move. Original inner sleeve. It's always fun with all the different MFP releases. And obviously on the MFP label. I've just seen how long this video is already. Apologies. Some marks on the vinyl might affect playing, might not, but it only appears to be on some of it. I was going to say on a couple of tracks, but then I saw quite a large one on the other side. But yeah, this has got Blackberry Way and Fire Brigade, obviously Flowers in the Rain, the first song ever played on Radio 1. See, only ones I recognise. I might know another couple of the songs when I hear them. Mixture of stereo and mono on there. This one, is this a dodgy sleeve? No, this... Oh yeah, this one, bit of a dodgy sleeve, which might explain the price. This is One Step Beyond by Madness. Again, Madness probably I will end up picking up as much of their stuff as I can on vinyl. It's got One Step Beyond, My Girl, A Night Back to Cairo, The Prince, Bed and Breakfast Man. the ones I know. I think this was their first album. Original inner sleeve, complete with naked woman in the middle. Again, this is falling apart as well. And it's on stiff. Again, sort of marked, but nothing major. Although sometimes it's the light marks that can be worse. But you can't beat a bit of madness. Still in the 4 for 10. I picked up 8 in the 4 for £10. So was enough. I probably could have picked up a few more. Santana's Abraxas. I have Santana's Greatest Hits. I recently picked up Supernatural on CD. But I do prefer early Santana. Prince's guitar style is heavily influenced by Santana. And he often covered, he did a little medley that became known as the Santana medley of Sambo Party, Como Va sometimes went into it, and a couple of other tracks that I can't remember, but it's basically just soloing on the guitar. CBS inner sleeve, would that be correct? Yeah, I think that's probably the original inner sleeve. And it's on CBS. Yeah, that side looks pretty clean. Well, scratch free. Both sides look fine. A little bit of damage to the label, but can't see much in the line of markings. Can't see many marks on it anyway. Yeah, I think that was probably why it was cheap. Don't know if I'll get much more Santana. This, you know, probably suffices. It's got the tracks I want on it. But if I'm £2.50, I'm going to pick them up. Get in. This still in that bunch. Best of Traffic. Originally sold in Disco's Me Soul. In Toa Molinos in Marbella. Anyway, that's probably why I can't read it properly, because it's in Spanish. It's got a £5 sticker on it. Don't know when that came from. It looks fairly recent. But yes, I like Watch Traffic I've heard, which isn't much. Paper Sun I think I've heard. I certainly know the name. Hole in My Shoe, obviously. That's probably about it, actually, that I recognise on this. So that'll be interesting to hear. Presumably not original inner. This is also on Island, in that nice same label as Cat Stevens. Again, vinyl looks okay. Couple of little marks. Not only is it on Island, but the labels more or less line up. And the last of those ones was... I've been laying off getting the Beatles on vinyl, largely because up in my loft are Mum's records, and I'm not entirely... I know she's got most of the Beatles, but I haven't checked to see exactly what she's got. I think she's got everything up to and including Sgt. Pepper. But I'm not entirely certain. She's definitely got Revolver, she's definitely got Sgt. Pepper, she's definitely got some of the earlier albums, but without not having looked yet, I'm not entirely sure. So rather than spend, you know, Beatles albums are never cheap, rather than rebuy them, I know I'll be inheriting them at some point, hopefully in the long distant future. but they're original. You know, there's an original mono revolver up there certainly, which is obviously worth a fair bit now. Plus I've got them all CD, stereo box set, mono box set, US box set, so I'm in no rush to get them. But that said, for £2.50, Beatles featuring Tony Sheridan. I have these recordings, but I've only got them on a bootleg actually, so to get them on a official release, as official as these ever were, was worth getting. On Contour, electronically created stereo, in other words they were originally mono and they just doubled up the tracks, I presume. But these are all the Beatles in Hamburg with Tony Sheridan recordings. Contour, there's a Pickwick label by the looks of it. Needs a clean. Yeah, some light scratches, we shall see. Once I have checked what Mum's got, I will then probably pick up anything she hasn't got. But there's no rush on that. So that was that stall. Next stall round was just heaving, so I skipped that. Went back to that at the end, which I'll tell you about then. Next stall round was all 7 inches, which I didn't bother going through. Next stall was a little selection. They're really crammed in, so they're hard to browse anyway. It was nearly all 60s stuff, I think. I'm trying to remember. Certainly the only section I actually flicked through was the singer-songwriter bit to see if they had any Joni, which he didn't. I don't. When I say 60s, I don't even think. I think it was all psych and stuff like that, which at the moment I'm not interested in. So I didn't pick anything up from him. Moved round all CDs. Yeah, I think both the stalls at the back were nearly all CD, and the rest of it was sort of 90s dance stuff, which again, not interested in. Next all round had sort of funk and soul. I had a look through that. There's nothing that really appealed. The funk he did have, a lot of it was like, he had a Funkadelic album, but it was an album of remixes. So if it was a normal Funkadelic album, I'd have picked it up, but it wasn't. Next all round, people looking, so I skipped that, went back to that. Next stall, I had a look and was happy to pick up for £2.50 Dire Straits' Money for Nothing compilation. I've got all, as you're probably aware if you're a regular viewer, all of Dire Straits' albums now on vinyl, apart from their second live album On the Night, which is quite relatively rare and so expensive. So I didn't need a greatest hits, but this has got a live version of Portobello Bell on it, which is exclusive to this. So for £2.50 I went for it. I'd been dithering about getting it anyway. Original inner. Again, needs a clean, but with vinyl, I think, if memory serves. Yeah, vinyl looks fine. Nice custom labels. So apart from the live version of Portobello Bell, it's also got what they call a remix of Twisting by the Pool. I listened to the original from the 7-inch the other day, and it did sound slightly different when I remember it, only slightly, having previously only ever heard this version of it. Sultans of Swing, Down to the Waterline, Portobello Bell Live, Twisting by the Pool remix, Romeo and Juliet, Where Do You Think You're Going on side 1. Side 2, Walk of Life, Private Investigations, Money for Nothing, Tunnel of Love and Brothers in Arms. So yeah, that's £2.50. It had loads of Dire Straits actually, but obviously I had it all. Then I went back to the stall I'd just missed and picked up a nice little haul from them. If you watched my last video, I mentioned that I was going to pick up the Police's albums. I've now got the Police's albums. Their studio albums. They've released 5. Here's 4 of them that I picked up from there. These aren't in amazing condition vinyl wise. This is Outland Osprey and More. This was £3. So it's got So Lonely, Roxanne, Can't Stand Losing You on it. Those were the hits from this album. On A&M. Yeah, this has got a scratch that is concerning on there. To be fair, I didn't check them because for £3 it was worth the risk. If it is bad, I can always upgrade. These are easy albums to find. I'm pretty sure Kieran at Slice of Vinyl's got them, at least a couple of copies, and I think Heathen Chemistry had one as well. Yeah, so £3 for Outlanders More. Zenyatta Mondata. Again, this is £3. Bit of writing on the cover. But you don't listen to the covers. It's got Don't Stand So Close to Me. Do 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 da da da. It's the only two I recognise the titles of on here. Again, original inners. Still on A&M, but custom label was really dirty. And a couple of lightish marks on it again. May need to upgrade this at a later date, but again, won't be difficult to do. But at least this way, if I listen to them and find that I only really like the singles, nothing really lost. This is Regatta de Blanc. My hair is annoying me like hell, but apologies for that. I think this is their first album. Yeah, it's got Message in a Bottle, Walking on the Moon, Bed's Too Big Without You. So what titles I recognise from this. Yeah, so the first two were £3. This one was £5. Flimsy 70s vinyl. Dirty. But I think the vinyl's okay on this one. Yeah. Normal A&M label. And some sticker left on the thing. That will come off, I'm sure, if I need it to. And then the fourth one I picked up from them is Synchronicity, again for £5. And this has got Every Breath You Take. That's the only one I recognise on here. Again, the original inner. So I don't know if the first album didn't have a custom inner, or whether that's gone missing over time. Again, this is really dirty. Some sort of mould or something on it, but should clean off fine. Otherwise, a little mark, but nothing major. So yeah, glad to have killed those birds with one stone. Yeah, then the last stall was Heathen Chemistry's stall, which one of the two owners was manning, and we had a little chat. He recognised me, although it's the other guy, Steve, who I'm a friend of. But they bought some stock over. Obviously they had a little case of just normal stuff, a case of premium stuff. They had a Japanese original pressing of Dire Straits' Love Over Gold that was 30 quid. It's that sort of price range they had there. And then he had loads of 12 inches that they hadn't even put out in the shop yet. I believe they're now out. So I flicked through them and picked up 12-inch of Prince's Bat Dance. I do have the Record Store Day 2017, I think it was, reissue of this. But for $2.99, happy to get an original. It'll be fine because it's been cleaned and play tested, as Heathen Chemistry always do. 200 balloons is the B-side to that. That's it for there. So I dumped that in my car and then headed up to Heathen Chemistry to go and see Steve, who was manning the decks. And as I walked in, you know, he said hi. He said, "Oh, we had a load of printing last night." So I did leave some of it behind, but I picked up. This is a spare copy of Love Sexy. The copy I bought from Slice of Vinyl. First time I ever went there, skipped in a couple of tracks, so I've been on the lookout for a bargain reissue. Inner's a bit damaged because he'd only just got these. None of these have been play tested. He has cleaned them for me though, although I will whiz them through mine as well. If there are any major problems, he will happily sort me out. Yeah. And then the next one, I don't have this version. Ooh, get in. This one is a 12-inch of Another Love, a Hole in Your Head. I have a version that totally different sleeve, and the B-side on it is Girls and Boys. This got the extended version of Another Love, a Hole in Your Head on the A side, and the B side is the LP version of I Want to Be Your Lover from Prince's self-titled second album. As I have mentioned a number of times, Another Love, a Hole in Your Head is one of my favourite Prince songs, and therefore one of my favourite songs, full stop. This has got marks on it. Don't know if they're going to affect play on it. They sort of run along the grooves rather than across them, so it might be okay. But it's $5.99, which is obviously quite a bit for 12-inch, but this is relatively rare. But I didn't pay $5.99. As usual, Steve kindly gave me discount. We'll go for that in a minute. The other one I picked up was another spare. This is Sign of the Times, Prince's Genius double album from 1987. So it's got the original inners, and then they've stuck the vinyl in a couple of generic ones, as they always do. Again, the copy I got off of eBay of this skips a bit on the second album, so hopefully these will be fine. I'm trying to remember what I left behind. I think it was a 1999 album, which in retrospect I should have picked up as a spare, because I've got the Record Store single disc release, and I've got the normal, a new reissue of the normal album. But I haven't got an original pressing, if you like, of that, so really I should have picked that up. I think yeah, Purple Rain, which I've got 2 copies of anyway. I've got a feeling there was one other as well. Was it Parade? It might have been Parade, in which case I should have picked that up as well, because I've only got 1 copy of that. But never mind. Then I had a look round and managed to pick up, this is nice, this is Stevie Wonder's In Square Circle from, got a date on it, 1985. Part-Time Lovers on here, that's sort of a hit from this, that everybody knows. But this is still sealed. So it's 34 years old, never been opened. Nice textured sleeve. Let's open it. As Steve said when I bought it, I will be the first person ever to play this bit of vinyl, which, considering the age, is great. Looks like it's a gatefold, as Stevie's usually are. It's originally from Middlesex. Well, it's a US copy, apparently. Yeah, it's a cutout of the bottom as well. Oh, that's a bit tight. It's probably a good job that I've taken it out. Yeah, cut out the bottom there. I don't know if you can... Yeah, you can see the textured sleeve. Oh, yes. Nice inner gatefold. And then inside we have, interesting, inner sleeve with lyrics. No, I haven't got lyrics. I lied. Oh yes, it has. Yeah. Oh, it's a booklet. That's why. Okay. Thought it felt a little bit small and wondered why the disc was separate. It's a nice booklet. And it's on Tamla Motown. And obviously, yeah, it doesn't look warped. Maybe ever so slightly. But it shouldn't be enough to affect anything. Oh. So yeah, really happy to have added that to my Stevie collection. It's already getting, although I'm far from having all his stuff. I've sort of got all the stuff that's easy to find, obviously. So they also had the Last Police album that I needed. If I enjoy these, I will try and pick up the live albums. I'm not going to go out of my way to get them. This is Ghost in the Machine. It's got Spirits in the Material World. Every little thing she does is magic. I think Invisible Sun might have been a single as well. Don't quote me on that. Got the original inner. And this has been, yeah, plays through. It's been tested. They actually had two copies of this. This was $3.99. They had one for $4.99, but I couldn't see any difference in them, so I picked up a cheaper one. Both the same pressing, both played through fine. Both had the original inner. If anything, the outer sleeve on this was slightly better. So I don't know why there was a difference. And then, oh no, there was one more print. I forgot this was in the, this has got tucked at the back. But again, part of a bundle. This is Around the World in a Day. I do have an original of this that I picked up years and years and years and years ago. I haven't played it recently, so I'm not sure, can't remember what condition it's in, but happy to pick up a spare at very little cost. Much underrated album this. It was the follow-up, if you like, to Purple Rain. It sold a lot, but people were disappointed because it is a very different album from Purple Rain. Prince's psychedelic phase, it's often referred to. It's not strictly true, really. But Raspberry Berets were a big single off of this. but it's, yeah, really good album. So it originally came sealed like that, with this little, almost like an Obi strip, but the only way to get in is to unfortunately remove that, but it's nice to have that still with it. I do still have it with the other copy I've got as well. But yes, so that was fruitful. Timed that right. So yes, as I say, I didn't pay, I had my usual discount, so I'll round it. So that's £6, £4, that's 10, another 10, that's 20, another 12, that's 32, 6, that's 38, and 8, that's 46. He charged me £33 for them. Thank you very much, Steve. After that, don't worry, nearly done. Scooted round the charity shops. They were a washout. Normally Fareham's good for me. I don't know if other collectors had already hit them that day, or whether it was just I'm running out of things that I want that are regulars in charity shops. It's probably more likely. But the vinyl was disappointing in them all. But I did pick up Janet Jackson's All For You album on CD for £1. I wasn't entirely sure whether I'd already picked this up, but I hadn't, so happy to have that. So yes, that was my haul in Fareham last Saturday. I'll leave this here because it's really long, but thank you for watching. Like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you in another video. Thanks, bye.